Yeah, but it's like done by a band.
I think it should be fine. I don't think I've ever heard anyone get copyright struck by the Sonic Unleashed OST.
Bowling for Soup is not striking people down.
Oh wait, no, it plays the intro when we do a new game. I forgot.
Ah.
So that was kind of pointless. Ah, whatever. Oops. So I don't know why this distorted audio thing is doing when I'm clicking off the game. It just kind of does that. Hey, welcome to Sonic Unleashed Recompiled. It's basically just a PC ports, just like the Ship of Arcadian thing. Stays down to 60 FPS. Got a lot of nice things, like you can turn off the motion blur. Change
Nice.
the cutscene aspect ratio so you can have like ultra widescreen support, which is really cool. You can turn off the color correction that was apparently on the 360 version. Gives it a slightly warmer tint. I prefer having it turned off. And get this, it lets you turn off the battle theme for the Werehog.
Wow.
So you can just hear the fucking normal background music in levels, which I've had turned off this whole time, and I never went back. It's so fucking good. Yeah, let's get started. Yep. I don't care. Let's go.
Sonic Unleashed.
Get to watch this amazing cutscene. There is a mod that removes the black bars because there's apparently a version of this cutscene without the black bars.
Oh. Huh.
Which I think is really interesting, to be honest.
Oh, I will have food soon.
Oh, nice. Anything good?
I got a couple of chicken sandwiches.
Hey.
Spicy chicken sandwiches. Because, I realized that streaming is gonna be harder, if I am very hungry.
That is extremely fair, yeah. Does this cutscene still rank #1 in animated Sonic media in games?
According to a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, I definitely did watch this a lot when I played the Wii version.
It does, like, it looks great. Like,
Yes.
I would love if there was, say, a Sonic movie that looked something like this instead of
Live action.
Live action, yeah. Fuck, I'd even tolerate Illumination doing it.
I mean, the action sequences probably look really good, at least. I don't know about the rest of the movie, to be honest.
I mean, the thing about Illumination is that like, they're cheap, and they're really good at hiding that fact.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, I mean, they've basically made their whole brand off of, like, just putting out cheap animated movies that make $1 billion fucking dollars, and like the profits are infinite.
Exactly, yeah. Honestly, I think Illumination like got like an easy pass with the Mario movie, if for anything, because they weren't held back by their really weird character designs from the other movies.
I mean, also they had like Miyamoto breathing down their back.
Yeah, which like
Also, I will be right back.
okay,
I've waited a long time for this.
But I can't hear you.
that, which like is a weird case where like creative restraints like probably benefited the movie. Not that I would want creative restraint in any project, but like I really can't imagine the Mario movie being improvements if like in the possible timeline where Illumination just like injected their weird and kind of like off model in like a bad way, like character design like in Despicable Me movies that like rubs me the wrong way in like a certain way that's I don't know, it's just never really been appealing. Like they're well animated, but the character designs are fucking bad. And like the Mario characters like more or less being like the same, like except for like Donkey Kong for some reason. Like and being animated so well, like it really did benefit the movie in like a big way that I don't think would have been the same if they were I guess like altered to fit like Illumination's character design style.
I don't even know what Donkey Kong specifically looks like.
They changed him.
Let me see.
They changed him up a tiny bit in the movie. It's mostly in the eyes.
Sealed within the planet has awakened. Now I just need to harness its power.
Oh my god.
And will finally come to be.
He looks
You've really gone and done it this time, Eggman.
he looks a lot like
Good look for you. Festive.
very classic Donkey Kong, but also like for some reason he has the tie.
Yeah, it like the combination of design elements like it clashes in a weird way. Especially when like
So much for that.
Is that good?
Are you familiar with the theory, like the quote unquote theory that Donkey Kong is like tamed by the tie, basically?
Is
Because like he's always like normal when he's wearing a tie, and he's always a fucking freak when he's not wearing a tie.
like what in like the DS like Mario, like what was it called? It was like a
In
puzzle game.
Everything.
In everything? Huh.
In literally everything. It's a pretty
Oh,
it is often the case.
look at that werehog.
Oh my god.
Look at his eyes. That looks kind of cool. I like Sonic being saved, quote unquote, but being dropped like 100 feet from the air.
What the heck is going on?
It's pretty funny.
I turned into a Furiosi.
Oh shit.
Hey, are you
Hatsune Miku.
I can't eat another bite.
Hey, pull yourself together.
Okay, so like to put all worries aside real quick, this is not AI. It was made with Vocaloid software.
Yeah.
Don't eat me. I taste bad.
You okay?
We might change this model later down the line. I have at least one other chip mod.
Oh, I'm just fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Monster Guy.
Mr. Monster Guy? Looks like things have gotten pretty ugly.
The purple glasses really clash.
Look at those teeth and those clothes. Well, what's your name, anyway?
I'm Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. And you are?
Pan. Pan? Well, what is my name? I don't know. I can't remember.
What? You forgot who you are?
Oh, that's how they did this, probably.
What?
And everything just
I think they, I mean, like, you know, they used the script, and I think they recorded Chip's lines, and like somehow got like the pitch from the lines,
Don't worry. I'll help you get your
and then just interpolated that into like
Absolutely.
the
I'm sure we'll
VST.
find somebody who knows
Yeah,
you
that sounds about right.
around.
Because Miku is an instrument.
Right. Implementing this mod for the people who can't stand Chip's voice. Which, I mean,
Eh,
I don't really hate Chip the same way most people do, but I'm not gonna lie, his voice does get a little annoying.
That was amazing.
it's just the combination of him being like insanely stupid,
Go! Go!
extremely plot relevant, and like the voice.
Right.
It's just like he's the kind of character who wouldn't be annoying in like a manga because you don't have to hear him
Well, yeah.
and like you don't have to focus on him. But like then the anime comes out and it's like fucking Christ, like this guy sucks.
I just realized something. Is my screen at 60 FPS? This gameplay is a tiny bit jittery. Yeah, it is. Okay. Weird. Oh well. Yeah, it's just like one of those instances where like it probably sounds a lot better when it's like coming out of like a Japanese dub or something.
Maybe that too, but like
Ah, hell yeah.
Did you hear him? He said hell yeah.
wow.
We didn't get a lot of XP from that.
What do you figure that was all about? The hair and those arms and look at the Chaos Emeralds.
So, is this what you usually look like?
Yeah, this is the real me. Pretty cool, huh?
I like the fangs. That's a nice
Where'd
touch.
you go?
Oh.
Oh Jesus.
Looks good, don't it? That there chocolate chip cream sundae supreme is the pride of the city. The whole world can come tumbling down, but they'll still line up for a taste.
Evangelion reference?
Hey! What about your memories?
Oh, chocolate chip sundae supreme.
You said it. Enjoy it, kiddo. Satisfaction guaranteed. If you don't love it, you get your money back.
Really? Just all the stupid noises that Chip makes.
Also, like
I can't believe they translated all of them.
the very like mid 2000s like English dub in Japanese game quirk. It's like some fucking Kingdom Hearts shit over here.
Gotta call you something, don't I? What do you think?
They're still doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what do you say we start
I mean,
asking
I
around
will
if
say
anybody here
it's
knows you?
not too relevant in recent Sonic games,
Yeah.
especially Frontiers.
I mean, yeah. Cause like I doubt that these scripts are being written in Japanese first necessarily, like nowadays. Like I would not I would guess that that there is a lot of American work being done on these games. I mean, shit, like, Frontiers was... that? Frontiers was, like, written by Ian Flynn.
Right, that's right. There was a lot more of like his work integrated into the writing, which, like, you know, I know a lot of Sonic fans aren't a fan of for some reason, but like it did lead to a lot more of a centralized, like, cohesive script than, like, I would say like 90% of voice Sonic games. Is there voice Sonic medals? I guess not. Or moon medals, I guess.
I mean, it doesn't help that, like, they keep making shitty games that they never want to reference again.
Oh yeah. Also, before you ask, I did look into it. There are no mods that take out the voice lines. So we gotta keep hearing this for a while.
Damn.
Are you ready to hear
Not
stocks?
totally sure how I feel about this voice.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think, like, just like a voice actor putting in some lines. I think they plan to also, like, add cutscene support, so they will voice the cutscenes too.
It is very impressive how much of that is being done for this game.
The Transfem Sonic is really impressive about that. Like, they just voiced the entire game. All of like the Sonic bits. Oops. There we go.
Picking Scourge was a slightly selfish pick. Because, I mean, one, I like Scourge, and two, I really want to play that Transfem mod.
It's so good. Some really dip-ass, like, fucking collectible placements in these levels. In order to progress at all, I'm gonna need to, like, do a lot of stops in order to get, like, some Sun and Moon medals.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. I would implement the mod that goes around this, but I feel like it wouldn't be true to the Sonic Unleashed experience if we just skip that. Oh, shit.
That is very honorable of you.
I mean, I've done it at least twice, so it's not too impossible for me to pull off. Oh shit! Oh! Oh no!
Oh my god.
That was almost cool. I almost no!
What happened?
The game loaded so, like, faster than I thought it would. I walked off as soon as I spawned. He said the thing. Feeling good. There we go. Yeah, ranking is kind of brutal in in these levels for some reason.
Still no.
You'd think that they'd reward you for getting the
Don't worry
collectibles.
about it. Maybe your memory
Unfortunately
will
not.
hold its own.
Because I mean, those collectibles are permanently collected, so like,
Oh well.
it's not like you can collect them again when you replay them.
That's true.
Sonic? Whoa! Mr. Monster Guy is back!
So when the sun goes down, I turn into this?
Are you okay, Sonic?
I'm fine. I just need to be careful who sees me like this.
Have you played the Transform Sonic mod?
I have, yeah.
Sonic, look!
I basically played the whole game with it.
How do they handle the Mr. Monster Guy thing?
Well, there's no model for the Werehog version, so
Hey, mister! Hey!
it's basically not redubbed over.
How about
They don't really redub like everyone else's lines. They only redub Sonic's lines. But they do change like the text in like non-voice cutscenes,
Sonic?
I believe. So
That's
there's that
nice.
at least.
But it could be useful.
You better get used to that voice breaking sound. It's all over this game. I definitely wouldn't mind a mod that injects more like articulate sounds instead of just like stock sound effects. That's all over this game.
Or at least, like, I don't know, add like a little bit of sorry, random pitch adjustment.
Yeah, just like something to make it more gratifying to hear. Because it's so like distracting otherwise.
Even just like a tiny bit of that stuff can really make a huge difference.
Yeah. I must look for sun and moon medals. It is essential. Alright, here's our first Werehog level. Or, not over there, over here.
Hey! Settle down, guys! Come on! Help!
Okay.
The good thing they're really slow. It's gonna take them. It's gonna take them like 15 minutes to get there. It is a little bit hard to sell, like, Tails feeling like genuine peril from enemies that are on the ground for
Yeah.
obvious reasons.
Yeah, like, wow, yeah, because he literally just like flew away as soon as they got close.
Yeah, and he like flew. He's like a fucking. Did that bird? That thing that birds sometimes do, where like you're walking. You're like walking on the sidewalk. There's a bird in front of you, and they see you're coming, so they fly away a little bit. But they fly like 10 feet forward on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So you catch up to them, and they're like, "Ah, fuck! I gotta do it again," and they like do that. I mean, like I'm imagining Tails is doing that like over and over again.
Yeah. It's funny to imagine Tails, with all his intellect, has the mindset of a bird.
It's also weird because like Tails is perfectly fucking capable by this point. Like, I mean, is there continuity in this game between like any others? Like,
Not really.
do we know when this happens?
Not really. This is kind of one of those instances where like they don't really reference other games, and the events of this game never get referenced in other games either.
May as well be like a fucking reboot.
Basically, or like a filler story.
Which is weird because like, I mean, fuck, in Japan, it's literally called Sonic World Adventure. Like, they are intentionally trying to conjure up the adventure name.
Right. And I mean,
Well, like,
there
Tails
is.
could do more in Adventure 1 than fucking fly away from enemies and hide.
Yeah, it's weird because like I don't know, like the games have never like fully canonized what is up with the frame rate? It's like stuttering a lot. Try turning off VSync. Like the games have never like fully canonized like what Tails exactly uses to defend himself. Like there's been like some iterations of it, like Tails can like do like that spin tail attack in Sonic Adventure. In Sonic Adventure 2, he wasn't really playable because he was in a mech. Sonic 06, he throws rings.
People love to make fun of the dummy ring bombs. And it makes me, it always makes me so fucking mad when they do.
And why is that?
Because people are always like, it's so stupid how Tails throws rings. There's like not even any basis for that. Like they just fucking made it up because they ran out of time, I guess. And it's like, no, it's a deep cut. It's an insanely deep cut reference to the Game Gear games, where that's Tails' main weapon is throwing the dummy ring bombs.
I thought he just drew
They literally took.
I thought that he just threw bombs. Like they weren't ring bombs; they were just bombs.
I'm pretty sure that he throws like ring boxes.
Huh? Interesting. Well, he had a lot of gadgets in that game, so there's that too.
The goofy ass, lazy, like. I've grown kind of tired of the style of like basically the Game Grumps house style of like hopping into a game and being like, wow, this is stupid. They must have like they didn't even care. Like, what? Like, they didn't even have QA testers for this game. What?
Yeah, it's like the fake stuff that AVGN does when like he's trying to be like pretend mad for his videos. Like, what were they thinking?
But like genuine.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did that kind of like the people leveling those criticisms, I mean, Game Grumps themselves included, like they will joke about doing that, while also like completely unironically doing it.
Yeah, like that bit they did when they were playing Mickey's Mouse Quest or whatever that game was called.
Yeah, that's a. Oh man, that's a
Glass house moments.
that's a funny video that has kind of aged poorly. They say the R slur.
Did they say it in that video?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought they stopped doing that when fucking, when Dan was on the show.
Nah. They like. It is not a clean break.
Oh, God. I mean, I will say.
like, cause.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
There you go ahead.
Because John said, like, for sure, like, the worst stuff. But it's still, like, Aaron had his fair share as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not be surprised even slightly if Danny had some skeletons.
I'm gonna take this. You gotta invest a lot of experience to get some good combos out of the Werehog.
Yeah, this is I mean, it is combat.
The most I will say about the combat is that it actually feels kind of gratifying to hit things. Like the
Realizing. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
The battle music isn't playing, and has not been playing.
Yeah, because I had it turned off.
That's probably for the best.
Because, like, you know what? Like, the background music is actually, like, good enough atmosphere for, like, combat sections, if I'm being honest.
I just, like... I think that song is good. Like, I think that the battle theme is good. It's just insanely overused. Like, it's crazy that that there are no, like... Why isn't there level to level different battle music? Like, it does genuinely feel like kind of a no-brainer, like...
It just might be, like, a budget constraint, to be honest, because you do realize that, like, they already had to make a different soundtrack for each level. So making a battle theme
Yeah.
would mean, like, doubling the soundtrack, basically.
At least they could have, like... They could have added, like 2 more battle themes.
Yeah,
Or,
just,
like, even 1 more battle theme.
just like something, honestly.
Because, like, doesn't the same thing play, like, between bosses and normal enemy encounters? Like, it's all combat is that one song?
I think boss fights have their own music, but general combat
Okay.
sections have that just one song, yeah.
It's... I think... And this is... I think the way I would do it is in these normal enemies that are just, like, already hanging out in the level. You know, you keep the normal music going. And then when they like spawn a bunch of enemies in to have you do some like battle arena shit, then they can pop in the battle music.
Right. Although another change I would recommend is like just having the music start differently, because like what makes like the battle music so grating, to be honest, is that you have to hear like the beginning like couple of drum beats and like horn section every time a battle starts. And that's probably like the most annoying
those horns are fucking blasting.
Yeah, like, and that's like the most annoying aspect about hearing a repeated song over and over again. Like your song needs to start cleanly, and mastered in such a way that it can end cleanly without even being noticed. Like that's why like the battle music in Kingdom Hearts games is so good. Because they're mastered in such a way that like they can be repeatable and also just start off without like even being too noticeable.
I mean, I think they also just like they keep their place in the song,
Yeah.
which helps like a ton. I think something like that would go a long way. Can you imagine if this game had dynamic music?
That would be kind of cool.
Like genuinely, I think that it would be significantly more well liked. I think people would be obsessed with this shit. This is Haiti 3 footage.
This is basically what you'd be doing in like a PS2 God of War game.
Yeah.
No.
Oh
Ah.
man. Ah shit. It is really weird to me that Haiti 3 is like out and exists.
Is it any good?
How do you feel about those games? Like about 1 and 2?
I don't really have any feelings. I know like the first one is like a quote unquote classic, just for like the style of what it's supposed to be. And I think I heard from you that Haiti 2 isn't like really as good.
Do you want me to go like into this at length? Because I can.
Yes. I can't get that medal.
Okay. Fuck. So, Haiti 1 is a 3D Metroidvania.
Right.
Very, very Resident Evil. Like, you know, you have highly limited ammo, you have, highly limited saves. Like, you save with a limited item. You got item boxes, like all of the classics. But it has platforming. It has very tight, like puzzly platforming.
It's kind of like
where you have
classic
to like drop down off ledges and shimmy around and shit like that.
Right. It's kind of like classic Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Haiti 2 removes the jump button. The first game was like a platformer, and the second game removes the jump button entirely. It is basically Resident Evil 4, but shitty.
Ugh.
Not shitty. I just disagree with that game, like on a lot of levels. Like I feel like they hit on something like really strong with the first game, and then they showed their hand like a bit too much in the next two. I mean, 'cause one, like, I think that anyone who is in the chat right now can like look at Haiti and be like, oh yeah, like that's a hot robot design. That's
Right.
cool. I like that.
And like part of the appeal.
Protagonists of
Sorry, go ahead.
the protagonists of Haiti 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are just like human women. Normal looking human women with like big titties. And it's just like, what are we fucking doing here? Like, real shit. Why are you wasting my time?
Hey, Tails.
Sonic?
Because like half the appeal of the game, like at least like on a Gooner mindset, is that
What are you doing?
you have like this hot woman you're controlling,
Is that
and like
really
the game's camera and like the style of the camera is meant for you to ogle at her as you're doing platforming.
It is insane. The camera in that game is absurd.
Like when you drop, like when you're climbing up things or like you're hanging on a ledge, the camera's so like literally in her ass as you're like playing.
You have to press when you climb. Every time you climb up a ledge,
I think I know someone who might know something about
you hit the like, you know, you hit space. You know, like you hit jump to grab the ledge. You hit jump to pull yourself up, like bent over the ledge. And then you press it again to finally climb up.
My Tornado 1 will get us there in a flash. Let's get going.
And at any time during this, you can hit the crouch button to go back down.
Right.
Like down to the previous step. It's like, it's very on purpose, for sure. But like 81 had like genuine atmosphere as well, like on top of this. Like it was kind of fucking creepy to be wandering around these weird corridors. The only sound is your footsteps. And then you go into a new room and you're hearing footsteps. And it's like, fuck. Oh my god. And it feels even like more serious when you like I actually see the enemies, because they're a serious threat. Like even with the extremely missable armor that like makes the game way more playable, like the basic robot enemy will kill you in 2 hits.
Damn.
What? Professor Pickle's been kidnapped?
Oh, this is the best line.
It was a little bit before the tremors hit. This old man showed up with a whole pack of robots. They carried Professor Pickle off. Lab data.
Why'd he say it like that?
It can't be.
That
I
sure
don't
sounds
know.
like Eggman.
What a horrible thing to do. We've got to go help the professor guy out and fast. If they got kidnapped,
But yeah, also Haiti 2 and 3 just cover the walls in forgot about that. Forgot. Chip fucking dies.
It fucking
Eggman is
dies.
eating him. Even he's not that cruel.
Okay.
Chip Michael Afton's
Find the professor.
But Chip Michael, what?
You know what I mean, right?
Chip Michael after what are you talking about?
You know, in that bit in Security Breach? Not Security Breach. Sister Location? The You Won't Die?
You won't die.
Where-
You won't die.
Where, you know, Michael Afton fucking, like, actually straight up does die and then repossesses his own dead body.
Right.
Because fuck it, we can just do that now, it's fine.
Okay, now we're in Missouri. Just randomly.
Oh yeah, Haiti 1 and 2, or Haiti 2 and 3 have these fucking posters on the walls. And they are the worst shit ever. They are like garbage porn parody shit. Like porn parody gamer shit. Like you'll walk into a room and on the wall next to you is like the poster for Skyrim, but it's a lady with big a booba, and it's like rim job is the text on it, and it's like it's the worst fucking shit in the world. Like it's awful.
Did they like pull fan art or something?
No, they made it themselves.
Oh my god.
It's all done by them, and it's all like it's all the 3D models from the game.
Oh my god.
Edited together in like video game posters and shit, and it looks awful, and it's insanely tacky, and just every time like it makes me want to stop playing the game like by itself because it's just so wildly cringe. And yeah, no, they come back for Hades 3 because the secret is that Hades 3 is Hades 2.5. They took the base of Hades 2 and then they added the stuff that they took out of the game.
Oh, I see.
So like it's about jumping again. But like it's still like the same flavor, a lot of asset reuse. Like it is it's not really like it doesn't feel like a huge sequel leap, which is why I have not bought Hades 3 yet.
Fair.
Waiting for kind of a steep sale before I hop into that.
How much is it even?
I mean, I want to say too much.
I mean, probably. I know there's a Steam sale going on right now. But it's probably not one of the games on sale.
It is $30.
Is that too much?
I think yes.
Fair.
Yeah. Like it literally, I mean, like as like Steam reviews are like saying, like it's like they jumped into the like project file for Hades 2 and like just made a new map for it and called it a sequel.
Oh boy.
And like it's not quite that. Like I think that's definitely very reductive, but like they ported through all of the shit that I did not like about Hades 2. So it's just like like despite the fact that the stuff that I missed is back, like it's still worse.
Right.
Some people may think that I am crazy for thinking that it's that not having platforming is bad because the platforming in Hades 1 is it can be very frustrating.
Right, because it's so like fucking mechanical and whatnot.
Yeah, you have zero air control. Other than like you can change your facing. You have to like jump very, very precisely for ledges. And especially when you're new, you will miss. And when you miss, the punishment is either fall damage, which feels fucking horrible, because they're extremely harsh. Like, pretty small drops will give you fall damage. Or it'll just kill you. And then you just have to sit there until you hit escape. And I mean, if you've just started the game, you hit new game. You fucking hit escape and then hit new game.
Oh my god.
They will not respawn you manually.
Is it like a save, like a quick save thing or something?
No. There's no quick saves.
How do you save it all?
It's Resident Evil.
Oh.
There are save machines and floppy disks. You need a floppy disk to use a save machine. If you don't have one, go fuck yourself. You should have been using them more carefully.
That's so fucked up, man. Oh shit.
It is brutal. It is wildly brutal. I mean, I've never beaten Haiti. So I think some of the tricks that it plays are like, they feel genuinely like malicious.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I recently like hopped on it, because of Haiti 3 coming out, and I was like, oh man, I should get through this, like try to get through Haiti 2 maybe. And yeah, I got like, you know, a little bit of the way in, and then walked into a room, turned a completely innocuous looking corner, and was instantly killed.
Shit.
By a mine that was on the wall, just sitting right around the corner.
God.
Instant death. Like, that is malicious. That's so wildly cruel.
Simply perish, idiot.
Especially in a game that has limited saves. I stopped playing because I hadn't saved for like 20 minutes.
God.
Whoa.
Oh, and I'll turn a button. I'll take it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Gotta punch the flowers now. Yeah, I really love how this game allocates fucking daytime and nighttime stages, to be honest. Like, you just did a Werehog stage, and you already gotta do another one.
Yeah, they, like... I mean, I kind of have to appreciate how, like, bold they are to not go, like, the simplest route of just, like... okay, do a daytime, then a nighttime, then a daytime, then a nighttime, and so on. Like, depending on what is happening in the story, like, that's what you're gonna get. Like, that's the level you're gonna get. Fucking get over it. If you're upset, if you wanted a daytime, go fuck yourself. Like, that's bold. I respect that.
It definitely doesn't help the game age, to be honest. I will say this game has its share of glazers, so I guess they're pretty happy about it. Basically, people who's like,
I'm interested in, like, sorry.
go ahead, yeah.
I'm interested in the combat mods for this, so I feel like that's where a lot of fun will be in this PC port.
Yeah, honestly. Even though personally, I think the combat battle I would like to get is just Nowhere Hog, and you're just Sonic with a sword.
That'd be fun.
Sonic and the Black Knight conversion mod. Let's get it. Need that shit in my veins.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really finicky about how high you can actually jump on those platforms.
I thought that it was the same problem as like the last time that they did one of those, but I guess fucking not.
There's been like a number of instances where like they tried to like inject combat into a Sonic game, and I feel like they only ever got it right once, and it was probably in Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, I think Frontiers combat is like really solid.
Like, it's not the most deep thing in the world, but it's at least
Oh, no.
like visually varied and like it's satisfying to pull off. And it's like also
And-
like creative too.
And what I think is the most important part, and unfortunately something that they have not been entirely successful with in the past, it's entirely unobstructive. Like, the combat in Frontiers, in the admittedly little that I played of it, because I didn't get past the second island because my computer could not take it. But like, the combat never got in the way,
Yeah.
and I cannot say the same for a lot of other Sonic games, admittedly.
Yeah. Like, the best way to do like Sonic combat is to just like integrate it into the general movements. And I feel like the only other game that has managed to do that somewhat is Black Knight. It's just kind of held back by like the weird like kind of like unresponsive motion controls. And if you can get past that with the playing with the emulator, how jank the combat still kind of is.
Yeah, because it's like kind of jerky.
Yeah. Ah! Don't electrify, don't electrify. Ah! Okay.
That is... jerkiness is something that they have to deal with, like, a lot in these games. It's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, because Sonic games, for some reason, 3D Sonic games have a really hard time getting polished.
I think it's just, like, there's one of the biggest problems that I think they have been having for like a really long time is that these are games aimed like more towards kids
Right.
with a focus on speed, but they want that speed, but they want them to be accessible for children. So there's like a they're stuck. They're stuck between like two options, like two somewhat binary options. And so it's really hard for them to like strike a balance between what's gonna feel good to the average player.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the kind of people who are like leading that cavalcade of like that topic of that kind of topic are like adult Sonic fans who are probably like too good at video games to really judge fairly. Because like the type of people who complain about difficulty in video games are often the people who have played like enough hard games enough that some of the hardness in games are just like second nature to them. Like the kind of people who like casually talk about how actually easy Dark Souls is. Like quote unquote actually.
I mean, at the end of the day, it like I do think I agree with like Dark Souls not being all that hard like in a vacuum. Cause like mechanically it isn't that hard. It's just like really obfuscated.
Yeah.
Like it you have to learn it. Like you have to, and that's what it's all about. It's like a modern Zelda 1. Like it's easy when you know what the fuck is going on and when you like know the insides and outsides of the world and its workings, but like otherwise it's like totally impenetrable. She got like thrown.
Got like hit. I think what really gets me about like the Dark Souls like arguments, or not argument, like discussions, is that oftentimes like a lot of the speaking points. Ooh, I got an achievement. A lot of the speaking points about Dark Souls is about how actually easy it is, but players like unless like you're looking at like a wiki or like maybe like a YouTube video about it, Dark Souls fans aren't like always too keen about like actually teaching you the stuff that's the game's obfuscates from you, honestly. And that's kind of like the most annoying part.
Yeah, no, there is like a very intentional gatekeeping.
Are you all right? We got here as fast as we could.
Like,
Professor?
when people say, well,
Concoction foods. Look here.
see, I can't write off the argument entirely.
3/4 of an inch thick. Upon it, 1
Because I do actually agree that, like, ideally, like, there shouldn't be any difficulty settings. The game should just be as it is. And then, like, you know, you have some accessibility options.
What brings you here? The menu is
But, like, you design the enemies to hit a certain amount of hard and, like, move a certain amount of speed.
Right then, first things first. It's about time someone taught the chef here how to make a proper sandwich.
I think Harley's
But
getting
also,
distracted by
like-
this doddering old man.
Yeah, no, it is like,
Yes, quite. But Let's
wildly
make sure
distracting.
of that vault before departing.
Also, just Chip doing stupid shit in the background, like all the time.
As you were saying though.
Ah, thank you. Those documents are our only hope for surviving this crisis. Let's
I-
go. There's no time to lose. I'm happy
Saw
to
Miku and completely lost my train of thought.
You were talking about difficulty in games.
Oh yeah.
My. Don't mind if I do.
At the same time, like as much as like the design should be the design, like, and you shouldn't really need to like muddy it with extra settings. You shouldn't have to. People should not have to look up like how is normal versus hard mode versus easy mode when they are just starting a game. Like they should just be able to start the fucking game.
Right.
But like a lot of the problem is that a lot of the people arguing that Dark Souls should not have any sort of like difficulty settings, like there is, they are just gatekeeping. They are not interested in like they are not interested in these games becoming more accessible to others so that they have like the bragging rights of like I beat it and I'm awesome actually.
Yeah.
You must travel to each of the temples listed in the Gaia manuscripts.
Because I mean, like, partly the reason I even made the Sekiro video was to like address all the points and like the controversy about that game's difficulty. Like up to a point that I literally platinumed the game like twice over. Like in order to point out that yes, I am indeed someone who can beat this game multiple times, and I think that it's too hard. Because like I don't know, like the reason why I'm personally like I can understand like why it's so difficult and also not ideal to have more difficulty options. Like not only does it obfuscate like that very first playthrough of this game that is apparently so amazing, I can also understand that like in an RPG it's really really hard to actually implement difficulty options in a way that's cohesive, because like there's tuning like numbers, which like in most cases has never been good in RPGs. Like, does anyone actually play like the legendary difficulty in like Skyrim or something?
Yes.
Or let me repeat that. Does anyone like do it casually instead of like?
Unfortunately, yes.
Do they? Okay. Does anyone do it and they still enjoy it, or are they just being a sadist? Or not sadist, masochist. That's the wrong term.
I think yes. But like I don't know, cuz I don't like Skyrim.
That's fair. Because like the higher difficulty in RPGs have like the issue that it can be so hard that it's kind of impossible to play because of how finely tuned the numbers can get, and like how how high and low they can be cranked to the point that it's still enjoyable but still like challenging. And like that's easy to do in like a regular action game because like everything has defined numbers, so higher difficulty just requires more skill, which is the whole point of harder modes. But when it's in an RPG where like everyone more or less just has the same playstyle, it's just the numbers that are different. Like, it's really, really hard to like make a hard mode without it like making it terrible. I think action RPGs have like a better like track record of this, but like not always. And it's like a small number still. What were you gonna say?
I don't think I agree with that. Because I think that the difficulties in Skyrim are bad because the combat in Skyrim is ass. Like there are weird spells, for sure, but like a lot of what you're like all of your play styles are just different flavors of M1 at the enemy. There's no like meaningful way to avoid damage. There's no meaningful way of, well, other than like, you know, put up your shield and just hang out. But that's fucking boring. That's so boring.
Well-
Like there is very little depth. And I think that a good RPG system is deep enough that it can actually support multiple difficulty settings. By way of like, you know, you need more of the tools to succeed.
Right.
But Skyrim doesn't have more tools, it just has more number.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Yo, Eggman! Thanks for that little
I-
skydiving adventure the other day.
I really, I find Skyrim to be kind of like frustrating because it's really satisfying and enjoyable to like explore the world and stuff. It's a good time. It is a good time.
Is everyone here all right?
But like once you've done it enough, or at least once I did it enough, I like kind of realized how fucking shallow it is. Like there is not much going on. There's not much going on behind NPCs. Quests are super simple. Dialogue is super simple. Like it is big and bog standard. I think that like Skyrim would be like, it would not be well received if it came out today. Like I think that Skyrim is probably about as good as Starfield.
Yeah. I mean, honestly.
Which is not to say that Starfield is like a horrible game.
Oh, a
It's
lot
just-
of people would
it's-
attest to that, to be honest.
Yeah, but like
Go!
the problem is that it's like, you know, it's a mile wide and inch deep. It's like look at all these big spaces. Look at all these. There's, you might see a bandit.
Right.
Watch out! If you go in that cave, you might see a skeleton. And- oh no! There's like Morrowind better, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Morrowind better.
This is gonna take some
In fact, I think
finagling.
Morrowind is the best Elder Scrolls game. Damn. Oh my
That's-
god, death.
That's a really hard medal to get. Ah.
And yes, I played a little bit of Oblivion. I liked Morrowind better.
Extremely fair. There we go.
Oblivion's okay though. Like it's not bad. I like it more than Skyrim because it's more interesting.
Yeah. Ah.
Feeling good.
Get that. Get that. There we go.
Go!
Damn.
Go!
like going back to Dark Souls, like more difficulty options like appeal to me because it makes for like a more interesting game to replay, to be honest. Because you can make the argument.
That is true.
You can make the argument that like different build varieties already necessitate like more playthroughs, but like speaking as someone who mostly just likes playing melee builds in the Souls games, because like I gotta be honest, even as the magic system got better in the later games, they're kind of not really fun sounding to me, if I'm being honest. It just would be nice to be able to play like, I don't know, like a version of Sekiro or a version of Dark Souls 3 where like enemy placement was different, enemies hit harder, damage values were tweaked, or like enemy AI was tweaked in a certain way to make like the replay more interesting.
It would be really cool if they did Scholar of the First Sin, like, more, and, like, on purpose. Like, they made, like, that sort of thing, like, just, like, an alternate mode that you could do instead of, like,
The game.
we're selling the game again.
Yeah. And I mean, like, Dark Souls 2 even has, like, like, New Game Plus changes that's interesting to play through.
Yeah.
I think they, like, never did again after that game. Like, ever.
And also, I think that the fucking, the Covenant that you can go into that, like, makes it so that enemies always respawn. Like, that's a fucking difficulty mode.
Yeah, and also, like, I think it also makes them harder.
Oh yeah, it makes it a lot harder.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can fail through Dark Souls 2 on a long enough time scale because, like, all of the enemies die after you kill them.
Yeah.
Like, 5 times.
The only thing holding you back is that every time you die, your health deteriorates.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not gonna lie, as much as I like Dark Souls 2, that would be one change I wouldn't mind them getting rid of.
Yeah, I don't love that. I think it is, like, completely unnecessarily, like, rude. That, like, not only are you less likely to succeed because you lost all of your level up materials,
Yeah.
you are also less likely to succeed because after dying, because fuck you just have less health. It's easier to die now. Like, what? Maybe it's meant as, like, as you get better at a fight, like, you learn the patterns and stuff, and, like, you can overcome it, and, like, you'll still make progress even as you're, like, losing health, because, like, you're just taking less damage.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just like, it's something that's appealing for, like...
I don't agree with the execution.
Yeah, especially since, like, like, in the vein of making the games more, like, accessible, because, like, that's what Dark Souls was for, like, Demon Souls, like as, like, a Demon Souls, like, sequel. And, like, that's what they've been doing for every single Dark Souls iteration from then on. But, like, in the vein of making it more accessible, it's actually really punishing for new players to have less health every time you die.
Yeah, it's like, it is wildly harsh. And the like removing enemies after killing them, like if someone is being like, if someone is having like a hard enough time that they're like dying after like every couple enemies, or every, like, they're not making it to a bonfire, like, you can actually end up fucking yourself, like, pretty badly in terms of, like, your level curve.
Yeah, because
you kill the enemies, and then you die and lose the souls, and then the enemies are gone, and you can't get that experience again.
Yeah. And like new players probably won't even realize like the whole mechanic that they'll lose souls if they don't get their souls back until it happens. Because again, Dark Souls
Yeah.
doesn't really tell you all its mechanics. Ha ha.
The Temple of Gaia?
Let's check it out.
It kind of bothers me that the Temple of Gaia is the temples of Gaia are like never like a place you can explore it. It's the only thing you see in cutscenes.
Wait, what?
It's like their locations are implied but never shown, which is kind of a shame.
They like wound up for like a gameplay section.
There's something weird here, right in the middle.
That is like a kind of an issue that this game really seems to have, is like it's all about traveling the world and going to all sorts of locations, but like the different hubs feel completely disconnected from each other. And there's like not like the world is so small.
Yeah, because you only get one small hub area, and then you got like the little interaction zones where like you enter the levels with like a few enemies and some platform puzzles, but like that's it.
And because there have to be like hubs, like there's like a new hub for every location you go to. Like they can't, none of them can be particularly deep. So like,
This was the Temple of Gaia. That's gotta be why
this like,
the place over.
I mean for sure this has, this game's hubs have a really hard time standing against like Station Square. And like the playable space in Sonic Adventure 1, like you could really wander around that world. Like it's a real ass place.
Yeah.
The planet! One of the broken pieces of the planet moved back into place.
All right. Nice job.
This cutscene is
Take a look.
You know, it's so interesting that like this game like came out after Sonic 06, where that game had like basically most of the main Sonic cast. And then you go to this game and there's like there's Sonic, Tails, Amy, Dr. Eggman. I think that's it in terms of old Sonic characters coming back.
that's kind of crazy.
Like Sonic 06 had Sonic, Shadow, Silver, Amy, Knuckles, Tails, Rouge the Bat, EU-102 Gamma, or no, Omega. Eggman. Was there anyone else? I think that's it, right?
Blaze, Silver and
Oh.
Blaze were new though.
Well, Blaze was in Sonic Rush, so she was already kind of pre-established.
She was in Sonic Rush before Sonic 06. I didn't actually realize.
I'm pretty sure she was, right?
I don't know. Let me look it up. Very curious.
They might have been released around the same time.
Yeah, Sonic Rush was 2005.
Ah, okay. But like, point being, Sonic 06 had a lot of characters, and this one has like a fraction of those characters coming back. Like, they really wanted to reboot the vibe of the franchise after Sonic 06's unfortunate unveiling.
I like. Honestly, like they were kind of spiraling like while Mario puts out way less games, like mainline games overall, all of them are bangers.
Yeah.
So they're able to like advance the overall brand. Like people are willing to whoa. Like people like it, and the devs are willing to like, you know, associate it with future material. Like they're willing to reference it in future games, and like they don't have to be fucking ashamed of shit.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just also like Sonic 06 was a huge turning point in the sense that all of like the Sonic characters just stopped being relevant to the story. Like it used to be like ever since like Sonic Adventure 2, you would have like a bunch of the Sonic characters like involved in the plot, like for better and for worse. And then like after Sonic
I mean,
06,
shit, Big the Cat has his own storyline in Adventure 1.
yeah. And then like after Sonic 06, they really wanted to keep like the cast to a minimum. So like even if they like make like a cameo or something, only like 2 or 3 like actual Sonic characters are involved in the plot.
Honestly, I think the problem may be down to like the difficulty of HD development.
I mean, that
Because
could
like part of so one of Sonic's big problems is the speed thing. Like
right.
because Sonic goes fast, he tears through level geometry like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like you have to make so much, like so many bespoke assets to make a Sonic game that is like short. Like I bet Sonic Forces, if you like had to go through that game slow, like you'd probably notice a lot more shit.
Yeah,
A lot
exactly.
more like cool stuff in the background. A lot, but like,
Sonic?
I mean, that's a problem that Sonic Forces has. Is that like there isn't much going on. I don't know what the fuck happened there. It's
Such a weird like case
bizarre
study.
disaster.
A strange case study for the series, to be honest.
It's like it's hard to even speculate like fairly on what the fuck happened because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Like Sonic Unleashed is really impressive on a technical level because it was like out of all the boost games is by far like the fastest in like the entire franchise. So like
Yeah.
a lot of the levels are extremely long to like carry out that that whole thing because you need to have enough ground for Sonic to boost comfortably in, but like also have enough like platforming to make like actually a level instead of just boosting down a straight path until you win. So like there's like a lot of like complexity that had to be done, a lot of like complex like implementation of like level assets, and also like while also like being like confined to the typical size of like an Xbox 360 game.
Yeah.
Like that's probably why the game
I
didn't
bet.
really run that well. But like still, it's like insane to pull off.
I bet disk space was like a serious consideration with this game. Especially with that like long ass, like insanely lavish cutscene, like FMV cutscene at the beginning. Sorry,
Yeah,
like that probably takes up a shit ton of space.
yeah. Though it wasn't 720p, so I can't imagine it was that big.
Okay.
Here
The disc is like, believe it's like 7 gigabytes.
Yeah, they're typically like around that big. And keep in mind, it was a
Don't
three.
ask
It was,
me how I know that.
and keep in mind, this was a 360 disc, not like a PS3 one where it's Blu-ray, so it's technically bigger,
Yeah.
somewhat. Like let's not like
Yeah,
let's
this game is 7.5 gigs.
yeah like let's not forget, fucking Final Fantasy 13 was I think like 3 discs on a 360.
Yeah. Granted, like basically all of that has to do with like the insane amount of FMV cutscenes in that game.
Yeah.
Like, again, insanely lavishly animated. Just, I mean, they're gorgeous. And also, they are dubbed, like, there are 2 dub tracks, one for English, one for Japanese, and they're both on the disc.
Right.
Which is, which is why if you pick up Final Fantasy 13 on Steam, the first game, like in the trilogy, is by far the largest game. Because like most of that is just cutscenes.
Right. Yeah. Extremely like cutscene heavy game. Yeah.
I think I've said this on a stream before, but
Ah.
yeah, you can trim your Final Fantasy 13 install by like almost 30 gigs by just removing the cutscenes in the language you're not using. And it's like
Yeah.
extremely easy. You just have to like look at the files, delete the ones labeled like US or the other ones, depending on what you're doing, and like that's it.
I kind of have to really wonder why they're like that. Is it because they're lip synced differently?
No, I think it's just because they're like straight up videos.
Huh. Well, because I mean, like, why would there be like 2 versions if it's just like a language difference? Like, are they could be lip synced like accurately.
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe, I don't know. It's...
I mean, it wouldn't be
It
like
would
the out 2 average. I
kinda
mean,
make sense.
Kingdom Hearts did that, but the Kingdom Hearts could get away with it because all the cutscenes were voiced in engine, so the animations can be tuned depending on the language. Also, you know, Kingdom Hearts was only shipped with one language, depending on what region you bought it in. So.
Sorry, this got me thinking about the localization in Final Fantasy 13 and how frustrating I find it.
Why? Because snow is
Like-
no north.
No, because even when you're watching the Japanese cutscenes, the subtitles are the subtitles for the English script, and you really feel that. Because, like, there are a lot of lines that just don't even make it at all. Like they're replaced with fucking silence. There's some lines that are completely original to the English script. Like they just didn't even say anything there. Like it is such a wildly a clearly wildly different experience that like I basically have to play it in English whenever I play 13, because if I don't, then I'll be noticing all the differences in what people are saying, and I'll be pissed off. Like I need to learn more Japanese so that I can just play the game.
God, the pacing in this game sucks. You have to go back to the professor so many times to go to other levels. I think he said to go to Alaska or something? Or it's... Like, we need to do the nighttime levels, right? Well, I mean, it's a good thing that the English dub in FF13 is, like, actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I think it's solid. It's definitely not perfect. I think there's some really, really, really stupid line reads.
And also, a couple of the characters might be miscast. Like, I think, like, Hope has, like, a weird voice for who he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I think that, like, man, there's a lot going on with Hope. There's a lot of feelings. I genuinely do not know how to feel about him. I think his arc is really frustrating. Cause it is so static for so long. Cause, like, you know, there really is something, like, there. As far as, like, Hope watches his fucking mom die. And, like, thinks he sees it be done on purpose. Like, that's intense. That is a fucking intense feeling.
Right.
But they just don't manage to, like... There's not enough forward momentum. Like, Hope gets stronger, and that's, like... That is good to see, like, that is interesting to see, but for a lot... Like, for, like, the first, like, 4 hours of the game, basically every Hope and Snow scene, Hope, like, shows up, he's like, I'm really, well, yeah, fuck you, Snow. But, like, he won't, like, say anything, he's just, like, he looks at Snow and he's like, I'm so mad, and then doesn't say anything, and then that just repeats, like, over and over and over again. It's like, fuck.
Okay,
It's like a little bit of forward momentum.
Yeah, honestly.
I think there's just too many cutscenes. Like, they just put too many in.
I mean, possibly, yeah. I think, like, another issue is that I think there was, like, just too many characters at the start of the game. Like, within, like, the first, like, couple chapters, they basically reveal, like, most of the cast.
Yeah, you literally, like, it is kind of weird how, like, the first 5 characters out of 6 are playable all within the first chapter.
Well,
And then Fag shows up, like, almost halfway through the game. Like, it would be more natural, I think, if, like, they got doled out
yeah, like, just...
at more even intervals.
Or at least, like, be, like, hinted at, like, every so often, like they do in FF7. Or, like, particularly the
Yeah.
remake anyways. Because like like there like at the beginning of FF7 you got like the Cloud, Tifa, and Barrett, and then like as you go on like you slowly get introduced to more characters, and some get like a cameo appearance before they actually become part of your team. Like in a remake, like you see Yuffie a fair few times before she like actually like joins your squad and stuff.
That's fun. I mean, Remake really has that, Remake has that luxury in spades.
Yeah.
They've got, like, insane amounts of time to spend doing whatever the fuck they want.
And I guess it also did help in FF7's case because a lot of the characters in the original game were optional.
Isn't it literally just Yuffie and Vincent?
Yuffie and Vincent, I think so. I thought there was more.
I don't think so. I think everyone else is mandatory.
Right, because there's fucking we gotta do that nighttime stage shit. Okay. Because there's Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, there's Sid, Kate Sith, or Katshi, whatever you prefer. And then fucking Yuffie and Vincent. I think that's it.
I miss when games were cheaper to make.
I know, right?
Just like, isn't it fucking crazy to think about the fact that, like, the first 6 Final Fantasy games were developed on 2 consoles? And now, like, we're lucky if we get a Final Fantasy, like, more than one mainline Final Fantasy game per console, period.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it's. I mean, like, didn't like. I mean, no, like, because the first 6 Final Fantasy games were, like, the first 3 were on NES, and then wasn't the 4th game onward SNES?
Yeah, 4 through 6 is as SNES, but that's two consoles.
Right.
Like, and that's nearly half of the series happening on 2 consoles. And like even like 7 or 7, 8 7 and 8 was like 1 year gap, like a 1 year time gap between them releasing.
To be fair, there might have been some crunch
9,
involved.
10,
I know FF6 was
9
made during crunch.
Oh, for sure. 9, 10, and 11 were all announced at the same time. Like at the same E3, they announced 9, and then they were like, and check this out. This is Final Fantasy X on the PS2, and also check this out. We're making a fucking MMO.
I guess it was around the time that like Square Enix is like I imagine like what the deal was. Like Square Enix got big and not Square Enix. Was it Square Enix at the time or was it SquareSoft?
It depends on which time. Well, actually, no, it's SquareSoft.
Okay, I'm guessing SquareSoft's team got big enough that they can like split the developing team between projects.
Oh yeah, no, they're like it's different teams every time.
Yeah. Like you got one team working on the PS1 game, one working on the PS2 game, and then one working on the MMO. Which
Yeah.
was that on consoles or was that a PC game?
Both.
Oh, interesting. I imagine
PS2,
I imagine
PC,
like
and eventually Xbox 360.
oh,
It's the only game to have PS2 and Xbox 360 crossplay.
that's kind of insane. I imagine like the teams probably worked in tandem with each other as development went on.
Yeah.
I kind of do hope and wish that they'll put Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts again.
Might get like, oh my god. What if we got Clive?
That would be a fine pick, to be honest. I feel like it might be Clive because he's like the most popular. Like I guess like not counting FF14. I guess also FF7 too because of the remake. Like it's probably like the most like one of the most known currently known FF characters right now. I mean like they put him in Tekken 8.
I think it might be a little bit harder for Kingdom Hearts. Because that is a kid's game and Clive was a slave.
I mean like
Like, isn't that like a pretty major part of his character? Is that he's like, he is part of a slave class of people?
I mean basically yeah. The FF16's world building is kind of weird. And I would go into it, but it's actually been a while since I played the game, so it's not fresh on my mind right now.
It feels like they are really like trying to go for something, and that like you know, like you may people are strong, but oppression makes you feel weak.
Yeah.
But like it's still kind of weird that like it is so hard for the people with wizard spells, like the people who can like literally like vaporize normal people like fucking instantly. Like, why are they being subjugated? Just fucking just cast fire.
I think the way that they justify it, I think anyways, is that the people with magic abilities aren't actually that strong. Like, they can cast fire, they can use water spells or whatever, but like the actual like really powerful magic users are the people who have fucking Eidolons or Acons in their bodies. Which is what Clive is also.
Right, yeah.
Meanwhile, everyone else can like use spells or whatnot, but like I imagine that's probably not much against like the castle guard and like being speared in from 8 directions or whatever.
I mean, still AoE.
I mean, I guess, but like there's also like the
they got
whole
better AoE than
there's also like the whole
spear.
the whole factor that like when you're oppressed, you're also like especially like in like a slave context, you're also like very sparsely fed and like kept in like a weakened state, like to a point that you can still work, but like not strong enough that you can fight back if needed. Like there's always that factor.
I understand all of this.
Yeah, which like I imagine probably does affect like how strong your spells are.
But like it does make it like particularly when Clive acts like he's pressed about literally fucking anything, and then you get into gameplay and the enemies are like they don't even get to take a breath before they're fucking dead.
Yeah.
I think, like, I think the problem with Final Fantasy 16, just in general, is that it's too easy.
I mean,
Because
yeah.
I think that it would, like, even its messages would feel more authentic if life was fucking hard. Like, if it was difficult to, like, make it through, then it would make sense to, like, Clive is having a fucking hard time, but, like, you press all of your cooldowns and then you win the game.
Yeah, honestly. Like, I think like the big mistake was like to make him in context like basically a member of like the Royal Guard who probably had like a lot of really like high class training on his back to carry him through most battles. Like the dude was like basically leading fucking like parties into dangerous zones full of goblins and shit. Like as like a 15-year-old. Which I know is like it's
Yeah,
I guess like that's like par for the course for regular Final Fantasy, but like in the more grounded context they're trying to go for, it
yeah,
definitely
like
does
Game
lessen
of
itself.
Thrones.
Right.
Everything is fucking serious. This goblin killed my whole family. This one goblin, like, rocked my grandma's shit. I want someone to say
What?
in Final Fantasy 16, just in this grounded, scary fantasy setting, just like that goblin rocked my grandma's shit. Kill him.
It definitely is kind of it. Like after playing so much FF14, it definitely is pretty strange to hear like someone go "fuck" this very plainly in Final Fantasy verse. If I'm being honest, everyone talks like such a like a hoity.
Definitely.
Everyone talks like such a like a hoity-toity motherfucker in FF14.
In 14, I mean, because it is like old-timey. I mean, like they're dropping like Horse Sun.
Yeah,
Like, that's like whoa. That's a fucking swing.
yeah, holy shit. I mean, it is old-timey, but also like there's also like the not old-timey aspect.
Yeah.
Like the fucking Magitech. Fuck, what was that? The Garlean? No, not Garleans.
No, you're right.
Is it Garleans?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, like them.
Like the villains.
Yeah, like the whole like fucking like magical technology-based empire that like you fight against, and I assume is also the main subject in Shadowbringers. Or not Shadowbringers. Yeah, Shadowbringers.
I can actually say no, they're not.
Are they like ever a subject again?
Yes, they are.
Stormblood?
Oh shit, you have not. Yeah, extremely in Stormblood.
Okay, cool.
I think that the interesting thing about. Well, no, actually. I think you may find that out in Stormblood, so I will not talk about that.
That's fair. I only say Shadowbringers because I know the Gunbreaker class is Shadowbringers related. Which is literally like the class that what's his name uses. Fuck, what was his name again? The main villain in
Gaius.
Gaius, yeah. Or not explicitly Gunbreaker, but like a Gunbreaker like, because that's his weapon.
I mean, like, yeah, he has a gunblade.
Yeah.
And he's the only guy to have one of those for like quite a while. I wonder if there's like something going on there. I bet there is. I haven't really I haven't played much Gunbreaker, so like I have not done the story.
Ow. Oh, wrong button. Ow. I have such bad reaction times to these QTs. I really hope someone can make a mod so like those QTs are just like reaction commands. Just press one button. I think that would be super neat.
I really, I am so curious as to why
What?
the fuck they chose a doorbell sound. Have any of the devs like talked about that? Do you know?
I have no idea, honestly. And like just like the just like the music thing, I just have to wonder if it's like a budget thing, because like they probably wasted not wasted, but allocated so much money to like the way the game looks, like the whole like implementation of the Hedgehog engine, and like
Yeah, they had to make a brand new engine for this game.
yeah, an engine, by the way, that I think they're still using.
Yeah, I believe so.
It's been a downgraded version ever since, but they're still using it.
Which is kind of... I don't know what they're doing there.
It's
I
a
don't know
little.
what they're doing over there.
I mean, it's a little bit unfortunate, but they kind of had to, so like Sonic Generations could be playable.
But like... Why the fuck did they have to keep the downgrades past that? Like, it's just so... It's so bizarre. Is it still the same engine in Frontiers?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. And for what it's worth, Sonic Frontiers does look a lot better than Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah. Even if it doesn't look its best all the time.
Oh, yeah. Especially on consoles where like frame times are kind of bad.
The pop-in in that game is like some of the craziest shit. Like,
I will still defend the pop-in in Sonic Frontiers because I feel like someone has to make a mod to like maybe prove my points. Like, if you could see every single obstacle from really far away, it would kind of ruin like the visuals of like the world design too much. Like, it could have been implemented better, but like I can see why it was like that, in all honesty.
I mean, I have one simple fix. Add like an animation or like anything or any sort of story justification, just fucking like say anything, do anything. Cause like it looks bad. Like it looks wildly bad.
Yeah.
But like if they just like a blue flash, a little blue flash happened, when things popped in, like they wouldn't have to yeah, you would be like people nitpicking would be able to go like, yeah, I think they're just disguising like pop-in, but like, you know, you wouldn't fucking care.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, honestly. Like I would even take like a fade-in effect or something. I got all the medals. Wow, I didn't even realize that.
Like, can you imagine if there was like a cool like glitchy effect that showed up when things like popped in? Like, genuinely, I think that would take the game like up a full point for like a lot of your reviewers.
Yeah, or even like a Digistruct, like thing or something, because like
Come on, babe, let's dance the night away.
What the fuck?
why did he say that?
Oh.
No, something's not right here.
I think that guy is also voiced by Jason Griffith. It's either Jason Griffith or doesn't Dan Green do the Werehog voice?
I would not know.
I don't need to look it up. I keep like watching like commentary plays of this game, and it's like a factoid that gets brought up sometimes.
I just think there's an art to like working within one's limitations and like working with the limitations in mind rather than in spite of them, which is
Right.
what they seem to do like constantly in these games.
Yeah.
Like, if they just like played to their strengths, and they have so many strengths, they could be making bangers after bangers after bangers, but instead they're like trying to
That should calm things down a bit around here. Chuck
they're
another
they're
one out
trying
there,
to
Sonic.
follow like
You know Sonic?
trends. They're trying to go for like, oh yeah, this is what'll be successful, I think. And it's just like, just do
I'll
what you
happily
can.
explain everything over a plate of
Just do
cucumbers.
what you can.
Yeah, it's fair. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if like Sonic Frontiers was chasing too many trends aside from just the open world thing.
I think that Breath of the Wild came out and Sega was like, holy shit, we need to do that.
I mean, like for what it's worth, it's probably a better Breath of the Wild clone than most that came out at the time. Like, it at least like feels like an open world built for Sonic and not just like an open world, like a Breath of the Wild open world that happens to also have Sonic in it.
Yeah.
Like instead of like a fucking
Well,
like
like,
hang
it
glider,
is
you
definitely-
got fucking rails everywhere. That's something at least.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, but like it definitely is like they 100% saw Breath of the Wild and they were like, oh, we like
Sonic?
I mean it's like a great solution. Like, make bigger spaces that are lower effort to build where Sonic can just fucking run around at like crazy speeds and you can just have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, like shit, like fan game developers have been like riding off of that for years. Like so many fucking Sonic fan games are literally just, we put Sonic in a playground and gave him fun physics to play with. And people will spend hours doing that. because it's fun. It's fun to go fast.
It is, but like there has to be a balance between like putting Sonic in a playground to go fast in, and like also like actually having a game to play.
Yeah,
Because like you'll see like
and that's where a lot of those fan games tend to suffer.
yeah, like as like impressive as some like open world Sonic fan games are, they also kind of suffer from the issue that like uh there isn't really like a lot to do in them after
Yeah.
you like explore enough.
Go! Ha! Go! Ha!
Where is my level? I think I do. I need to play this as fucking.
Also, I do need to go like pretty soon.
Oh, how soon?
Like within like 15 minutes.
Okay, we can definitely end the stream here then.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm actually getting tired too. My throat's getting scratchy. I think there was some
Are we heading towards the 4-hour mark?
3 hours 20 minutes.
That is considerable.
Yeah. Although I am gonna be splitting this VOD in half in post. I'll probably have it uploaded
Oh
tomorrow.
yeah.
Best thing about recording too is that now I can actually fucking influence the footage in high quality too.
Nice.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, we're gonna end the stream here. Next time we're gonna be playing some more Sonic Unleashed and having some more random conversations about this series.
There's a lot of time to fill.
Yeah. Because fuck this.
Because a lot of the cutscenes, not particularly interesting. A
No.
lot of the gameplay, admittedly, not particularly interesting.
It's fine for what it is, and it sure is fun as Sonic, but like man, we weren't even like paying attention to the Werehog levels. We were just kind of talking over it, to be honest.
Yeah, straight up shooting the shit through the whole, like all of them. And there were definitely more of those than Sonic levels. I mean, it makes sense because like you probably blow like 3 times the budget on a Sonic level, like on a Hedgehog level than you do on a Werehog level, because like they've got 5 enemies and you just slowly run around and do slow platforming.
Yeah, God, it sucks. And like as good as the recompiled project even is, it can't really get over like the faults that Unleash has. Like despite what the Glazers say, there's kind of a reason that the later games just sort of refined from this. Like fucking Sonic Colors especially, which is just straight up Sonic levels. All right, well,
Curious about that game because it has kind of been feel like it's gone through the ringer critically in recent days.
yeah, I think it's because like people have like been more critical about how Sonic will disperse 3D gameplay with 2D side scrolling, and how Sonic Colors has a lot of side scrolling compared to 3D stuff.
Yeah. Also doesn't help that the writing is dog shit.
No, yeah, the fucking like the story in Sonic Colors is so damn worthless.
It's kind of crazy because like it was really well regarded at the time. I mean, I think it was really well regarded at the time by the layperson who is not into Sonic.
Well, more importantly, not into Sonic like having serious stories, because Sonic
Yeah.
Unleashed was like the last serious story in a Sonic game for a really long time. Like I think like Sonic Forces was somewhat of a comeback of that, and then like, you know how that went.
None of this is fun, Tails. That's why it's called war.
Exactly. And then like Sonic Frontiers made a fucking huge comeback with its writing. Even if like, not every fan was down with that for some reason.
There's no way it's all gonna be perfect.
Yeah, I know.
But like, I think it's a hell of a lot better than like what we've been getting.
Yeah. I mean like that's a conversation for another time. We got in the stream now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll be uploading the VOD short soon. See y'all next time.
Argue about Sonic in the comments.
Exactly.